First, what would you like to say, a word, encouragement words, to those Korean applicants and accepted students to SGU who wants to become doctors in the future? And what are their career paths with SGU ND degree?
Korean students to understand is that spending 4 years in college in the United States does not get you into a medical school in the United States. That in general, medical schools in the United States and in the United Kingdom take almost all students from their own country. So if you are a Korean, a national, and you want the option of being a doctor in the United States, or being a doctor in the United Kingdom, or being a doctor in a variety of other countries, probably the best option for you is to go to St. George's University, which has a proven track record to taking foreign nationals and training them well and putting them in the best position to get a residency training program in the United States. And that's just based on our statistics. Now, the pathway there may vary depending on what the student is doing. But typically, what would happen is a Korean student would either enter our 7-year, 6-year, or 5-year program, or they would get a bachelor's degree in the United States, England, or Korea, and apply for our 4-year medical education. They would either start in England, or they could spend the first 2 years in Grenada. In either case, that would be where they get their basic sciences. And then they would do their 3rd-year rotations and 4th-year rotations, largely in hospitals in the United States, Canada, and Great Britain, but occasionally electives could be done in other countries, including some electives that could be done in Korea. And at the end of that training, they will get an MD degree, but during that process, they also have to pass 3 standardized tests. The USMLE Step 1, Step 2 CK, and Step 2 CS. You have to pass all of those classes, those tests, in order to enter the residency training in the United States. Then most of our students go through the match program in the United States, and most of them find residencies through that process, but not all of them. There are some residencies in the United States that fill before the match, and there are a lot of residency positions that fill after the match. The vast majority of our students end up in residencies within a year of graduation in the United States, but that's not the only option. There are other countries in the world that have excellent residency training programs and have a shortage of physicians. And recently we have worked out an arrangement with the British government in order that our graduates can enter the residency training program in England, so that our students would have the option of training in the United States or training in England. And we are also looking for return pathways for them to enhance the possibility for them coming back and practicing in their own country, in this case in Korea. So those are all basically pathways for which students could become practicing physicians. Now, if people are talking about specific types of physicians, like plastic surgeons or anesthesiologists or internists, that's largely dependent on what type of residency you do in the United States, the United Kingdom, or in your own country. And we prepare students to go into virtually all specialties, but the vast majority of our students end up going into the big residency programs like internal medicine, family medicine, and pediatrics, somewhat into general surgery, etc. And you can see that our students go into virtually all fields of medicine, but they most commonly go into the primary care disciplines because that's where the real demand is, not only in the United States, but worldwide.